Hello Cruising World, Mick the Suit Guy with you. It's Monday and it's around about Thanksgiving. I record these well in advance and I think this is going out around about Thanksgiving. So I figured I'd wear my gobble turkey Thanksgiving suit today. I don't get to wear it very often because I don't really cruise on Thanksgiving. Do you think it would matter if I was on a cruise in February and I wore this? Do you think people would think that's weird? Or do you think they think that's... Because a lot of people celebrate Christmas in July, right? So that's 6 months before. What if I did May? That's 6 months before Thanksgiving. So it'd be like a halfway to Thanksgiving. I got two of them. I got, look. There's another one right there. Boom. Got two. Can do that. Anyways, it's tips day. As you know, I got some tips from Dennis and some from Sean this week. So we'll get straight into it. It looks like there's 4 or 5. So as always, I have not read these. We're going to react as we go and see what is said. Let's do Dennis first this week and then we'll do Sean. All right, Dennis. Hopefully this hasn't been covered previously. You know, if it has, you're going to cover it a different way. And if you think a lot of people watch these videos religiously, they won't remember. And a lot of people watch this for the first time. They're not going to go back through all my videos, Dennis, just to see if this was mentioned. So repeat away if that is the case. I won't even remember. I mean, this is what, number 80 odd? I don't remember. All right. When driving to and parking at a port, I discovered many ports offer discounted or free parking for military veterans. For example, New Orleans offers free cruise parking for veterans with a 50% or higher disability rating. Galveston offers a 15% discount for veterans. Who knew? This is why I ask you to send tips. I don't know. I did not know. I'm on a bit of a roll lately of not knowing. That's why it's so valuable when you send me your tips. So if you are going to any of these ports or any port in general, worth asking. You know, if you're going to park at a certain place, I'm going to be putting the video up soon about parking all around Port Canaveral. That's probably a question I should ask to include in my video when I do these going forward, so I shall do that. What discounts do people give? I approach life like this. You don't get if you don't ask. But also, a lot of these places, you need to pay in full up front. And if you pay in full up front and then you ask when you get there, they're not going to give you a discount. So you need to ask this question at the time you book the parking, if you book it in advance. I mean, there's no way I could answer that because there's 1,000 different parking lots and so many of them have different rules and structure and regulations and stuff. So, I mean, like when Dennis says New Orleans offers free cruise parking for veterans, is that at the port, Dennis? I'm not sure where that would be. So if you know what that port is, Dennis, I would ask that you put that in the comments so people know exactly what parking lot you are talking about. Car park, as we say in England, and the same in Galveston. So if anybody does know, and you're watching this, and you do know of a parking lot, car park, that does that, stick the website in the comments so we can help people out that way. Wonderful. This is why I do this. That's just a sort of tip that is so great because it can help people that you may not even think about doing. I would never have thought about that. I'm a veteran of the Royal Navy. 6 years I did. But, you know, the 50% or higher disability rating, ignorant question. I'm not sure how you would show that, but I'm sure there's a way. No disrespect there. I just don't know how you would do that. So, make sure you do that. Make sure you ask. And that could apply to so many other things as well. You know, you just don't know. It never hurts to ask. All they can do is say no. But don't spend the rest of your time wondering, oh, should I have asked that question? Ask it. Ha! Next line, because I go ahead after the lines. So it says, so it may benefit to check the parking offers before arriving at the port. Yes. For me, I like parking at the port versus an off-site facility. It allows me to get off the ship, into my car and on the road. I don't have to wait for a shuttle. And very true. So just one tip from Dennis. It looked like more, but it's only one, which is a good one. It's almost worth 3 in 1 right there. And I will agree, you'll see this on the video Port Canaveral coming up. There's a pretty good place, there's 2 pretty decent places about a 5-minute drive away. And they are cheaper than parking at the port for sure. But So I think the one we stayed at one time, it's called Cruise Port Parking. I don't know, watch my video, you'll see. But it's a really well organized flow that they have. You can't get there till 10. You have to line up otherwise, because what they're doing the first part is bringing people from the ship back to their cars, and then as they leave they're creating space, and then they'll let you in. So don't think you're going to go to one of these places and be able to park at 7 in the morning. It's probably not going to happen. It may, but most of them you can't. Even at the cruise port, because I stayed when I went on the Magic, I actually parked my car in the lot right next to the terminal. I mean, I got off and I walked onto the ship, you know. They didn't let people in until like 10 o'clock either. So same principle. They're going to let people off the ship and get them out to create space in the parking lot to let new cars in. So I think it was like $18 at the port a day, which is better than Long Beach. It's $23 a day in Long Beach. And we always used to park in that lot at Long Beach because it's, again, right next to the port. $5 a day extra. We were doing 4-day cruises, so it's only $20. If you're doing a 7-day cruise, it's going to start to increase and on. I always look at what the difference would be. So sometimes, you know, if it's $20 over 17, at $3 a day times the days on the cruise, think about it this way. So now it's going to cost you $15 more to stay at the port. You don't have to tip the driver, anybody else. Not that that's a bad thing, but you save a bit of money on that. And more importantly, you save money on time, because as Dennis said, you're off the ship, you're in the car, and you're gone. You're not fighting for shuttles. We did premier parking in Miami. Never again. Nightmare. Because there's so many people on so many ships waiting to get in these shuttles, and there'll be pockets of people waiting all the way down the line. There's not one line for it. There's a group here, there's a group here, there's a group here. And when one of those shuttles shows up, everybody dives in from every angle to try and get on that shuttle, and there aren't that many. So that's, oh yeah, that can be frustrating. So yeah, very valid points. Think about that. Do the cost comparison and say to yourself, it's always going to be more expensive parking directly at the port than off site, but know the difference. You know, don't just say I'm not paying $20, because if you're paying 14, 6 times 7 is 40. It might be what, I don't know. It's up to you to decide that. Is it worth it time over hassle? I don't know. Make your own minds up, but definitely worth researching. So very, very good points, Dennis. I like that. Boom. Pressure's on, Sean. Pressure is on. Hello again. Sean is a regular contributor to this show. Never gives me bad tips. A lot more reliable than Dave. I've got to throw one in every week. And like I said last week, Dave is now going to go on the comments and say, at 9 minutes 50 seconds or whatever point it is, angry face. That's what he does. Go back and look at other videos. Do you think it bothers me? Not in the slightest. I will continue to give Dave a hard time because I can. And Dave knows I don't mean it. Anyway, Sean, tips. Number 1, we've got 3. Woohoo! For wine drinkers, not for Red Stripe drinkers. Well, might as well give up then. Not interested. Get the Cruise the Vineyards package. We usually find the table display on board on embarkation day and buy it there, but you can call the fun shops to buy it pre-cruise. Apparently, you get a choice of 3 or 5 wines from either 1, a wine package, or 2, a premium wine package. We usually bring a bottle each from home and get another one for 50% off at Steakhouse on embarkation night. Again, I pointed this out last week. That might be the first 2 nights. So check on your ship. Sometimes they do the wine discount on night 1 and night 2 now. Your waiter in the MDR or specialty restaurant can get you your bottle when you arrive each night. You will get a ticket with each wine's name on it, so you can choose which bottle to drink each night. Warning, there is a corkage fee of $15 per bottle, if not a twist top. So some people bring a corkscrew. You can take the bottle to your room and open it there. You can also save an unfinished bottle for another night. Your waiter will keep it until you want it again, or you can take it to your room. I've seen that. I have seen that. And that seems like a really good deal if you do like to drink wine. So, yeah. Wine drinkers of the world unite. They don't do that with Red Stripe. Could you imagine if I could go there and I could have the Red Stripe of my choice, and every night they bring it, they'd never have to charge a corkage fee, because that's simple to open. And if I didn't finish it, I could say, here you go. Put it in the fridge, bring it back tomorrow. Not quite the same, is it? But yeah, excellent. So if you do like wine, look it up. And you can call the fun shops in advance and ask them any questions you have on that. Brilliant. A lot of people do like wine, don't they? I personally don't understand it. I like a lot of liquor, like brown liquor, like whiskey. Never understood the fascination with whiskey. To me, the smell of it makes me want to throw up. I'm not going to lie. I can't stand it. Bourbon, any of those drinks. It's just disgusting to me. And wine, white wine, red wine, it's like the smell of it is just horrible. Ugh. All I can drink on that level is a bottle of sparkling cheap champagne like an Asti Spumante or something like that. That's it. That's as far as I can go. And randomly, and here's me talking about terrible smells, but I do like aniseed liquor because I like the smell of aniseed. And I will drink Pernod. But whiskey, the brown, any brown liquor, get thee behind thee, Satan. Ugh. Each to their own. Each to their own. But definitely, yeah. So Cruise the Vineyards package. You'll see it when you walk on board and they've got the store there for the cheers. It'll be next to it. And usually there'll be one in the main lobby and there's very often one up on the Lido as well in the entrances before you come out. So yeah, look for it. Try it. If you've done it, put your experience in the comments. I can't, don't drink wine. Number 2, I find it hard to believe, but I still read about people not realizing it is free to eat in the main dining room. They only eat at the buffet for the whole cruise. Yeah, I mean, I have heard a few people like that. I mean, obviously some people eat at the buffet by choice. They don't want to go in the main dining room. But yeah, it's maybe it's something that, obviously for new cruisers, that should be explained a bit more. I think especially on some of the shorter cruises, there are a lot of blue cards. You know, when I go up to the bar, and if I'm on the Red Frog pub up on Lido on a 4-day cruise, and I put my diamond card out, right, to get a drink. I don't put it out, oh, look at me, just to get a drink. Wow, what's that? You know, and they got blue card, maybe a red card. So yeah, there are a lot of new cruisers that haven't experienced that, and that's what we are there for. We're there to help them and learn more and know that stuff. But, you know, how would you let them know? It's probably in the contract somewhere. It's a good one. How would you let people know? There's so many things to let you know. I guess it's kind of one of the things that you do literally assume that they know. But that being said, if you wanted to let them know, how would you let them know? Because there's so many other things you can tell them that wouldn't just overwhelm them of all the things they have to see. Any ideas? Put it in the comments. I think it's one of those things where you just have to let people find out, to be honest. Because they should kind of know. But yeah. Good posing question, Sean. And lastly, don't be late more than 10 to 15 minutes for your assigned dining time if you have early. Especially because they have to be ready for late dining time or late dining. It disrupts the flow of service for your table mates or other diners and your servers. You will be told to go to the buffet. Couldn't agree with that more. Very good. I think it's really, dare I say, ignorant. If you chose a set dining time, be at that set dining time. If you know you're going to be late every night, do your time dining. It's not really that difficult, is it? But if you have people there, and they, you know, a lot of people, we used to do this. We don't do it so much now. We tend to sit at a table, just the two of us, because it sounds weird. Yeah, I'm not vain in any way, or I'm not. But I think people feel maybe a bit uncomfortable with strangers if I show up dressed like this to dinner and Julie's in a matching dress. So we don't want to make people feel uncomfortable. Once they get to know us, they know we're not like that. But, you know, if I saw me walking up to a table, I'd be like, oh God, please not him, please not him, please not him. They'd probably say that anyway, but, you know, even after they get to know me. But yeah, so we made a lot of really good friends by sitting and sharing a communal table, you know, over the years, a lot. Because we always used to do the large tables, and we always used to do late dining. This is before anytime dining was a thing. So, yeah, we really enjoyed that. And it was really annoying, it was, when you're sitting there and somebody's late every night. You can give it one time, right? I'll accept it if it's one time. And, you know, sometimes there's a valid reason. But if it's every night, someone's walking in 10, 15 minutes late, it is frustrating and selfish and unfair on everybody else. So, yeah, I agree with that, Sean. If you don't agree with it, that's your prerogative. Maybe you're the one that Sean's talking to. I don't know. But try, because on a cruise, you are on your own cruise, but it's teamwork. Teamwork makes the dream work. This is why when I get these tips this week, like the ones from Dennis earlier that I would never have thought about, and the Vineyards one from Sean I would never have thought about, because that's not what I do. They're sharing with me so I can share with you. It's teamwork. And, you know, everybody's cruise is somewhat contingent on other people. You're around hundreds, if not thousands of people on these cruise ships for 7 days sometimes, or even more on other times. And their behavior can definitely affect your cruise. You know, it's like little things like, I put my pet peeves out on a video a while ago, but one of mine is people with Bluetooth players that blast their music thinking that everybody has to like what they like. And no, they don't. And that's really selfish. I used to have selfish. You know, so yeah, I think that's one thing you have to do on a cruise is think about other people, not just yourself. I DJ weddings as well. And one of the things I say to my clients as they're trying to think of things they may or may not want to do at their wedding, I say put yourself in the position of a guest at your wedding and say, if I was a guest at this wedding, would I like this? So if you're thinking about doing something, ask if the person next to you would be okay with that, right? And if the answer is no, I wouldn't like that, then don't do it. And if the answer is it wouldn't bother me, then maybe do it. Unless the answer is yes, I would love somebody to blast reggaeton music at the bar while I'm trying to listen to the DJ on the Lido deck, then don't do it. No. Anyway, great tips. If it is Thanksgiving this week, happy Thanksgiving. If I got the date wrong, because I pre-record these, hope you had a great Thanksgiving. If it's 2 or 3 weeks before Thanksgiving, have a great Thanksgiving in 2 or 3 weeks. But I know you can do is you can subscribe to this channel, like that little bell thingy, and you'll get notifications when these videos come out. We're on the run to 2,000 subscribers. Maybe we'll be there by the time you watch this video. At time of recording, I'm at 1,987. Very close. If you have any of your own cruising tips or traditions, please email them to me. My email is coming up at the end of this video. I put out that video every Monday. Every Thursday, I try and put out a cabin video. And every Saturday, I put out a miscellaneous video about something carnival or cruising related as much as possible. And like I said, any questions at all, please send them to me. And with that, I will see you later, Cruising World. Any questions? Email me anytime. cruisingsuitguy@gmail.com. I promise I'll reply as soon as possible. Want to book a cruise or any type of travel? We are travel agents. Check out our site, elitetravelconnection.com, or email me, mick@elitetravelconnection.com. We are here for you. Finally, subscribe, please. Pretty please. You know you want to. Go on. I won't beg you. Okay, I'm begging. Please. Subscribe. Thank you.